Hello everyone, this is Kyle Warsinski and this is my week 2 presentation for MPA 585 on market failures, and the market failure I chose to select and then describe in this presentation is that of the healthcare industry. So market failures occur because there's disconnect between the supply and demand curve that we've been learning this week. Specifically, healthcare has a market failure due to merit goods, and just the simple definition of merit goods are goods and services that government feels that people will underconsume and which ought to be subsidized or provided free at the point of use so that consumption does not depend on the ability to pay. So a good summary is that it's really a product or a service that society values and believes everyone should have the ability to access or benefit from, regardless of that individual's ability to pay. So I found a supply and demand curve that kind of shows the predicament that caused the market failure. So if obviously the S line is the supply, and so as quantity of healthcare goes up, the price goes up. It's fairly constant with supply curves. And then you have demand curves. So D, the D demand curve represents the marginal private benefit. And then the D1 is the marginal social benefit. So the one that everyone, to maximize the social benefit, we would be on that D1 curve. So you can see by the triangle I put together, the welfare loss due to under consumption. And what you see here is that the agreed upon is at that price per healthcare at Q, and what we need for society to benefit the most is at Q1. And we see a huge price change as it goes up. So what's happening is that individuals aren't able to afford healthcare to maximize the social benefit at Q1. So we're down at Q instead. And what that's representative of is underconsumption because of the price of healthcare. So that's the description of why the market failed in this scenario, is that the private healthcare industry is not willing to lower their prices to get us to that Q1 demand curve. They need to charge more. So what the government has done at a state as well as a federal level, because Medicare is done at a federal level and then Medicaid is performed at a federal and state level, is they provide funding or make provisions to allow elderly and needy recipients, and needy recipients means like pregnant women that don't have enough income, disabled, and so forth. So these programs provide provisions or funding to the private industry in order to provide health care to the individuals that need it the most. So what we can see here is the different healthcare industries on the bottom left, and that's the private industries. So by no means is the market failure fixed by government creating public healthcare. So we don't have government doctors or so forth. It just is it's operated as a subsidy to these private entities in order to kind of get us back to the social benefit demand curve, but at a lower price. So this is the new supply curve, and then you can see as we move down, and the new supply curve is based on the subsidized price. As you move down, we find that star area where you have a lower price, but you hit the same social demand curve in order that we're not under consuming. We're actually consuming as much healthcare as we need, because the individuals that don't have the ability to pay higher or pay anything for healthcare are able to do that because of the government subsidies. So that's what corrects this market failure for the healthcare industry. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to watching all of your presentations as well.